Hi, everybody. Welcome to Phil and Dave's Excellent Adventures. Just Dave here. Today, I'm talking about the movie Memory. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you are concerned about spoilers, I would suggest you go and watch the movie first before you watch this review. Memory is an action-adventure thriller starring Liam Neeson, directed by Martin Campbell. So as far as what I liked about the movie, I liked most of the cast. I thought Liam Neeson, he's a great actor. He did a good job in this one. He's pretty much playing a very similar character to the roles he's been playing for the last 15 or 20 years now, I think. Guy Pearce, again, always a good actor. He's very good in this. I have nothing good things to say about Guy Pearce's performance. There's a couple of actors I'm less familiar with, which is Taj Atwal. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And Ray Fearon, who are a couple cops or FBI agents in this. I think they both did a pretty good job as well. The opening sequence to this sort of shows Liam Neeson breaking into a hospital and murdering someone who is, there to visit his dying mother. And so it's very brutal, kind of visceral scene, and I think it sort of sets the tone for what the movie is going to be. And so it's an effective opening sequence. And I think the overall concept, which is basically it's about a hitman who has Alzheimer's. And so him sort of dealing with losing his memory and losing the ability to sort of use his brain in the way that he's used to, which is a very interesting concept. It is based on I think, Danish film, which is also based on a book that is fairly well reviewed. I haven't watched it, but I've heard that it seems to be somewhat highly regarded. And it sounds like they've been working on this American adaptation of it for quite a while now. So as far as what I disliked about the movie, Ray Stevenson is in this. He is a British actor, I believe, and here he's playing a Texas police officer. And yeah, his Texas accent is not very good at all. It's up there with it's when he first kind of did it, I was like, okay, he's going for a Texas accent, all right, but yeah, it's not very good. It's not good at all. Monica Bellucci was not very good in this either. I think with her, it's a bit like Gal Gadot, where English is not her first language, so she's got a bit of an accent, and so maybe that's why I didn't like her performance very much. But yeah, in general, I did not find her to be very compelling. The execution of it, like I said, I like the concept of this movie, but the execution of it was not very good. It's very one-dimensional. It's the kind of thing where the bad guys are bad guys, the good guys are good guys. I mean, I guess it's a little more than that because Liam Neeson is a hitman, but he's the kind of guy, he's a tough guy. So like when he goes to take his medicine, he doesn't need water to swallow his pills. That kind of stuff. I don't know. It's not very well directed. Martin Campbell is an accomplished director. He did GoldenEye and he did Casino Royale, but he also did the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds that came out a few years ago. That was pretty much his last kind of big high-profile thing. He's done a couple other movies since then that I have not seen. But yeah, for the most part, I did not think it was very well directed. There's even some scenes with Guy Pearce, who's a fine actor, and I did not think that his performance, I didn't like the way that it was shot or the way that it was directed, I guess. The dialogue is terrible in this. It reads as if it's a foreign film. It almost as if it were like a direct translation of the Danish movie with the dialogue. The way that sort of foreign movies have this sort of, they lack the nuance and they sound a little unnatural when it comes to the dialogue. That's the way this came across, as if it were written by someone who English is not their first language. It's very like a Tommy Wiseau style of writing. It was written by a guy named Dario Scardapane, who is American as far as I can tell. He wrote also on Posse, the movie Posse with Mario Van Peebles, and the Punisher TV show. So he has some experience, but yeah, I did not like the dialogue in this very much at all. There's a character played by the actor Harold Torres. The character's name is Hugo. And it's great to see a Hispanic Mexican actor in a sort of a lead role. We don't see much of them. They are underrepresented, like I said in my last review, but a lot of his dialogue is just like shouting in Spanish, chingo tu madre and puta madre and that kind of stuff. So it was written by, to me, like a guy who doesn't speak Spanish. I don't know. There's sort of this grittiness to the movie, or at least it tries to be gritty. Like I said, the opening sequence is very sort of brutal and visceral, but the entire movie just seems like it's trying too hard to be tough. It's like a 15-year-old smoking cigarettes to look older. Just came across as kind of lame to me. It's very low budget, and it comes across as low budget. The murders are very blatant. There's times where he just murders people and walks away, and like, I don't know, maybe it looks cool, but like it doesn't make any sense. He kills innocent people in this. He kills a cop who's just checking on him to see if he's okay. He kills a bunch of other cops later who are just doing their job and protecting somebody. Now, they may have been dirty cops, but the one who pulled him over, I'm pretty sure was not. So hard to sympathize with the character who's just murdering innocent people, you know? The typeface, weird thing to notice, but as soon as I walked in and I saw the typeface they were using, I knew this was not going to be a good movie. It looks very cheap. I don't know. There's something about bad movies that are enjoyable because they're so bad that they're good, you know? This movie, though, is not. It's almost there, but it's just bad. There's almost some good parts to it, you know, and there's almost some redeeming qualities. Guy Pearce's performance is really good. There is some stuff. There's even some kind of cool stylistic murders, but overall, the movie, I think, somehow misses that bar of so bad that it's good. It's just straight up bad. It's boring. At one point, my phone fell between the seats, and I had to go get it, and that was more entertaining than watching this movie for me. The portrayal of Alzheimer's is not great, you know. I mean, I don't have Alzheimer's. I don't know what it's like, but they don't explain it very well, and the progression is not very clear to me. There's no music in this movie, or very little music in this movie. It's sort of an odd kind of thing. And again, going back to, like I said, not so bad, it's good. There's some movies that, you know, will be like a good airplane movie if you're bored, or even like a Tuesday night, you know, you rent something to watch. This is not that kind of movie. This is, in my opinion, a avoid it at all costs kind of movie. There's not much redeemable about it. Like I said, Martin Campbell directed it. He's had some hits. He's had some misses. It seems like he's sort of on the downside here. He's getting older, I think. So, I mean, it's understandable. Dario Scardapane wrote it. Not a great writer. I can see why he hasn't done very many sort of high-profile things. I'm curious to see what episodes of the Punisher TV show he wrote. And then it is interesting, Guy Pearce is in this, and he was also in Memento. It was sort of the first thing. He was in LA Confidential before that, but Memento is what made me a big Guy Pearce fan. And so also a movie about a guy trying to sort of solve a murder who has memory issues. So some similarities there. That's kind of interesting. Overall, for this movie, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. I think this is probably the worst movie I've seen so far this year. There's just not much good about it. It's one of the rare, you know, I try to be positive. I try to sort of think of the filmmakers and empathize with them and think about how I would feel if I wrote this movie. And I really can't here. It's just not very good. So yeah, 3 out of 10 for me. Didn't like it very much at all. If you saw it, I'm sorry that you had to watch it. If you liked it, please explain to me what you liked about it, because I don't understand. Yeah, if you didn't, that's fine too. I understand too. Next week should be Doctor Strange. I'm hoping to get Phil back here. If not, and it'll be just me. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great night, and I will see you here again next week.